Welcome back, everybody, to Coach's Corner East. I'm at the Galleon Pizza Hut. I'm your host, Mike Sparks, on this Wednesday, the 24th of August, heading into week 2 of the high school football season, and it's the Crestline portion of tonight's show. We're brought to you in part by Steve Kurtzman and Associates at Innovative Recycling, 352 South Street, Galleon. Coach Tim Plumley at Mohican Sports Medicine in Bucyrus. John Cross at Cross Carpet and Custom Floors, 302 North Seltzer Street in downtown Crestline. Welcome to the microphone and our cameras for the first time this season. New head football coach at Crestline High School, Michael Winland, and appreciate you coming. I know you had a little bit of a situation that you had to take care of last week.
Yes, sir.
And Coach Gary Wright filled in admirably, yes. But I'm glad to have you here.
Well, I'm happy to be here, Mike.
And you come to Crestline from various coaching jobs, Conotton Valley yes. being the last one, and helped turn that program around.
Yes,
and they got to be really successful and moving in the right direction. Now that's what you're trying to do here at Crestline.
Absolutely.
And, after, some people may say, well, it's not working real well after looking at week 1, but it's a work in progress. You fell to Buckeye Central 53-8 on the road. It just didn't start well as Buckeye Central's Manny Mullins kind of set the tone for the game, returning the opening kickoff 84 yards for a touchdown. The Bucs scored 7 first half touchdowns, and they scored through the air, the ground, a punt return, an interception for a touchdown, and they led 47-0 at halftime. And it's probably like, oh my goodness, I didn't expect that much.
I think the main word that kept coming out of my mouth was wow. We didn't expect that. I don't think that we prepared. We're prepared for the physicality. I mean, a little more physical than what we thought, a little bigger than what we thought. Things got away quickly, and we're just grasping, trying to grab it back. We did some good things. There's some good things later in the game that we did. And the kids, didn't hang their heads. They worked. They're working. So the things that we ask them to do. We're young, and we're getting better. We're going to continue to work to get better.
And you and I talked during the summer a little bit about Buckeye Central specifically, but also in that talking about how they never give up. And I feel pretty confident that you feel and your coaching staff feels your kids didn't give up either, even though the score was lopsided.
No, they did not. You know what? They would come over after the touchdown or the PAT, and I could see it in their face. They weren't done. They still wanted to play football, and I was excited about that. That's what you build on. You build on the kids that are, we're young. And
that's right for sure. Buckeye Central's quarterback Derek Dean, 8 of 9 passing for 169 and 4 TDs. Mullins rushed 8 times for 89 yards and 2 TDs. And you had mentioned to the Telegraph Forum, I love that the guys didn't give up. We made some improvements from last year, and they fought until the end. And as a coaching staff, I mean, again, you didn't win the game, but you have to be happy with that. Carter Jones ripped off an 80-yard jaunt, breaking numerous tackles along the way. He finished with 115 yards, 12 carries, and a 2-point conversion. And the lone Bulldog touchdown was a 10-play, 66-yard drive, ending in Trevor Shade's 1-yard TD. And with your option offense, that's kind of textbook of what you want to be, correct?
Absolutely. We were trying to get the midline going, and Trevor was breaking it too wide, and I said, look, man, you get in the A gap, you get in the B gap, you're going to go. And when he finally figured it out, we talked this summer, and this takes a couple games to get rolling, and see it at game speed. When you can't practice it at game speed, and then you get in the game, and you get a couple games under your belt, and you start to see it.
Right.
And saw glimpses of that Friday where he saw, the B gap is open, let me get in there. And when he did, he's picking up 8, 9 yards a clip. So glimpses of it, you see it.
Yeah, and this is new. I mean, for these young people that are playing, this is all new compared to what Coach King ran on the POS. And part of it is the buy-in, but then part of it is the execution. And when you've never really done it, it's repetition over and over and over again. But 66 yards where you're draining the clock. If you can do that game in and game out, that's textbook for you. You also said, again, as we kind of mentioned, to the Telegraph Forum, Buckeye Central came out physical. I didn't think we were ready for their physicality, and I talked to Crawford and Galleon about that both. You can't mimic what you see on film until you're out there.
Exactly. That was a prime example of, the first game and the physicality and not being prepared for it. In the older days, we remember 2 scrimmages and a jamboree, and you could get ready, and by that first game was really like your 4th game.
Right.
And now with the playoffs being moved up or moved back, you don't get that extra game. So
that's right.
It showed.
Yeah.
But the buy-in is, great group of kids. They do whatever we ask them to do, give it everything they have. So I'm excited with what's coming.
That's good to hear. 159 yards of total offense for the Bulldogs, 152 on the ground, and one of those, of course, came in the 80-yard jaunt by Carter Jones. But didn't throw, but you don't really want to throw. That's not really your desire. And in a way, that's okay, but if you get down like you do,
Sure.
it makes it tough to get back into it.
We have a passing game. We just, a lot of it is our sprint out game, and we just couldn't get to the edge. They set the edge, and we couldn't get outside and held the ball a little too long, which, those are all learning curves, growing pains, and we'll get there.
Very good.
We will get there.
We're going to take a break here to talk to assistant coach. It is Brian Eshelman. And go ahead, you take the mic there. You were at Ontario and now second year at Crestline, correct?
Yes, sir. It's my second year at Crestline. I played for Ontario.
You played for Ontario. Who was your coach in Ontario?
Scott Valentine.
Is that right?
Yes,
okay. So I went to college with Scott. He was a year older than me at Ashland College, and I watched him play and lived in the same dorm as his, and then ended up officiating some of his games when he was at Ashland, and it looks like he almost pulled off the upset at Madison over Shelby. That would have spoiled their parade, but didn't quite happen. What is your focus as an assistant coach? Are you on more the defensive side, offensive side?
So I kind of do both. I'm the Rovers coach on defense, outside linebackers, and then on offense, I'm the slots type of coach.
Okay, so you watch the game live, and then you watch the film, and even I want to beat a dead horse, but even though the score didn't come out the way you wanted, what did you like about what you saw?
So CJ, of course, he's one of our slots, so I was very proud of him when he came in. We had an injury to one of our slots that kind of prevented some things there, but I think that the fight that we saw from those type of guys, that they wanted the ball still. They didn't want to just sit there and give it to someone else, give it to someone else. They wanted the ball. They wanted to try and make something happen. You can't really ask for any more than that.
Yeah, and so what have you kind of impressed upon, especially your position kids this week, to say this is where we have to improve? You have to make that jump from week 1 to week 2.
This week for me, it's been really studying the game film. It seemed like last week, like you said, we were kind of unprepared for the physicality part. This week, physical has been a big thing. I thought we had the best day of practice today. It was by far our most physical practice. They looked good. They looked ready to hit. And so hopefully we can carry that throughout the week and into Friday.
Now, one wonders, when we're dealing with young people that sometimes their minds are all over the place. Heck, we are as adults, our minds are all over the place. But it's something about the routine of being in school, going to practice, going home, doing homework. Yes, I said homework, and then doing it again the next day, and then it comes up to Friday and it's game day. The next week, it's the same thing. Do you think that there's some validity to being in a continuous kind of a trend that is going to help you as the season progresses?
Oh yeah, I'm a firm believer in we're creatures of habit. If you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get that thing down pat. And I think, but especially with my position, with those guys, I think that they're starting to see what we wanted them to see before week 1, of course. They're starting to see that now, and I think it's starting to click, and I'm excited to see what happens Friday night.
Very good, very good. Take a break here before we talk to the young men around the table. We're brought to you in part by Terry Gribble Associates, at your Galleon Community Center YMCA, Dr. Erica Schieber at Bucyrus Veterinary Service, 222 West Mary Street in Bucyrus, Rod Steiger and Associates at the Pizza Hut here in Galleon, as well as Bucyrus, our host of the show since 1992, and Luann Krebs at River's Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing and Signs, the official phone board t-shirt provider, Route 309, across from the Marion Depot. First up, we have Parker Bowman, all sophomores here with us tonight. Parker, positions on the team this year?
Play slot, rover. I'm also the kicker and punter.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you could be busy there as well. So for fans that don't know what a rover is, tell me what you do, what your job is supposed to be as a rover back on the defense.
A lot of the time it's just covering the flats because the corners drop back and outside contain if we read a run.
So it's kind of like a linebacker, right? All right, so an outside linebacker. So as your corners drop and someone may be coming out of the backfield or crossing or something like that, you have to seek, like a heat-seeking missile, find and tackle if they get the ball, correct? All right, how do you think you graded out personally? Room for improvement?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Both coaches talked about that physicality. Did it surprise you how physical Buckeye Central was?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting them to come out like they did.
Yeah, but did it kind of make you mad, say, I want to match that physicality?
A little bit.
All right. Practices, so far so good this week, getting much better?
Yeah, I feel like we've improved quite a bit.
All right, very good. Good luck to you. I appreciate it. And thanks for coming. Next up, Carter Giesecke is here. It's good to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. And offensively, wide out still?
Yeah.
And defense on a DB?
Yep.
Okay. Did you play the whole game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you pretty tired on Saturday? Yeah, I can imagine. So, what did you like about what you did? And some bright spots that when you look back, maybe Friday night or even when you watched the film, you said, yeah, pat myself on the back. I did pretty well with that.
Well, the first scrimmage I didn't do very good on blocking, and this one I did better. And I like that I improved on that. Breaking down.
Felt a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
What have you focused on in practice this week as you get ready for your first home game against North Baltimore?
I need to be more aggressive, getting into tackles and getting to the ball.
You often wonder, is that a talent-based thing or is it more of a want-to? Do you have a feeling which way it is? I mean, yeah, you got to have some talent, but sometimes it's the large muscle in the chest that gets you over that hump. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, and you feel pretty good about that you can do it?
Yeah.
All right. What's the biggest thing that your team needs to do to be successful this week, in your opinion?
Probably blocking, hitting the gaps, and that's about it.
All right, very good. Good luck to you. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
You bet. Next up, Kenneth Simpson is here, and I talked to you a little bit up at Willard. You weren't quite ready to go. You're ready to go now, out there and participating?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you were out there Friday night?
Yep.
And position that you're playing on the team?
Right tackle, defensive tackle.
Okay. Did you, personally, have a stronger game on the offensive side or the defensive side?
Offensive.
Offensive, okay. So what improvements do you need to make personally on the defensive side to have a stronger game there this week?
I need to work on coming off faster and on my gutting.
Did any of your coaches say, Kenneth, man, you got to stay low, got to get low, pad level? Did you hear that at all?
Yes, sir.
Maybe a little bit? All right, so it's like I was in your ear, right? You got to take that to heart. Buckeye Central pushed you around a little bit. We've talked about that. They were physical. What have you done to prepare to amp up your physicality this week as you prepare for North Baltimore?
I'm more angry.
Angry. Yeah, it's an attitude, right? Yeah, you being strong, having great footwork, but it's a mindset. It's an attitude, and you kind of have to take that approach and say, I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm going to dish a little bit back. Well, I hope you're prepared for it. I hope you're ready to go, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
Finn Belsick is here, and it's good to see you again. And both sides of the ball on the line, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Felt, again, scored, we'll throw that out the table. How did you do personally? Do you think let's compare to last year, because you played as a freshman, you had to, right? Did you make that jump that you wanted to see from your freshman year to your sophomore year?
I definitely improved a lot in both sides of the ball in general.
Yeah, you were pretty happy with that, but there's still room for improvement. What have you worked on this week, just in 3 days of practice, to kind of get yourself more prepared to have a better game this week?
Just firing off the ball quicker, being more aggressive on defense, and getting to my blocks on offense.
Did you have a better game offensively or defensively?
Offense.
Offensively. All right, just stronger at blocking?
Yeah. Just,
Okay, all right, so you got to improve the defense a little bit. How was the communication? How did you feel that the 11 that were out there on both sides of the ball communicated on Friday?
I think we communicated pretty well. When we got to tackles, we just couldn't wrap up and bring them down.
Yeah, I mean it's hard, because when you're getting beat, it's an opportunity to hang your heads, and you kind of got to rally the troops together as a unit of 11 and say, hey, head up, chin up, next play, let's go. So I hopefully there's a lot of good communication out there. Well, good luck in your home opener. Home cooking's always good. It's good to stay home. Don't have to make a long bus ride or anything like that. So I wish you the best of luck this week.
Thank you.
All right, going to take a break. One final break before we come back to Coach Winland to wrap things up tonight. Show is brought to you in part by Don Barn Associates at the Galleon Building and Loan Bank, Matt Studer at Spitzer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Kia 1 mile east of the Richland Mall, and Mark Osborne and Associates at E-Crane International, serving worldwide markets from the Galleon Industrial Park. And Coach Winland, as we mentioned, North Baltimore on the schedule coming your way. I've officiated a game there. That's an interesting place, a community park. As you guys know, you were there last year. It just kind of sits in it's not at the high school. It just people come to the community, and it's kind of a neat setting. And although for officials, we sat on picnic tables at halftime. But besides that, but you don't have to worry about that. They're coming to your place, and there's always something special about a home game, isn't there?
Absolutely. This is our first home game, home opener, so we're going to have a whiteout. All of our fans are going to be in white. We're excited. We feel that, they're coming in to run the 3-4 on defense. I like to, really it's not a defense I don't like to face, but that's one of my favorite ones.
What is it that you like about that?
We can widen our splits, get wider what we are, and then, it creates lanes for us as opposed to the 40, they're always going to give us a shade, give us a 3, and sometimes if we go too wide, then they're going to eagle down on us. But I like our chances. I think that we match up evenly. They've got 20 players. Okay. We're setting at 17, 18, and I like our chances. I like, what they're doing on offense. They're foot-to-foot splits, double wing, full back, a lot of misdirection. So I think it fits into what we want to do defensively. We're not asking our kids to, fly around all over the field and cover people. It's real basic, 2 receiver routes, trap, sweep, things that, that we're familiar with.
So gap integrity is pretty dog important.
Absolutely, you better believe it.
Yeah.
We're going to play the gaps and play the motion.
Wade Ishmael is their coach. I don't know how long he's been there, but last week they lost to Evergreen 48-0. So certainly they're itching to get a win as well. They took down the Bulldogs last year 54-0, but and you really already talked about what you expect to see from them on both sides of the ball. They're not going to be a team that's going to throw it 60, 70 times a game, right?
No, they ran 43 times and threw 7 times. So we're expecting them to do what we do. I mean, people might be home by 9 o'clock, 8:30.
I was just going to say, this might be the quickest game in the area, barring cramps and things along that line. It's so crucial when you have the numbers that you have, 17. How did you grade out health-wise? Are you in pretty decent shape? Because it's tough to even lose one because you don't have a lot of backup.
The normal dings and bruises, ice, ibuprofen. We're good. Everybody's back. Everyone's ready. We had a great, like Coach Eshelman said, we had a great practice today. I told the offensive lineman, I was hired in April, and the first thing I did was looked at the film, and I knew, our line, that's what we have to start with. And today I told him, I said, today was the day that I've been looking for about 8 months, very physical offensive practice. And that's it. With what we do, that's what you have to do. The guys told you, we got to come off the ball fast, hard, low, and be violent. We do those things, we're going to be setting good. Yeah,
I was at the Winford game keeping the time on Friday night, and I watched. That's a completely different offense. They want to be run heavy, and in the first half, they're pounding on Otsego with like a 10, 11 play drive, and the Otsego defensive linemen had hands on the hips. They were gassed. And I think that's probably what you want to do. That wants to be, that's your identity. And being in coaching ranks as long as you've been, it becomes more, not only physical, it becomes a mental game. When you can wear them down both physically and mentally, you got it.
And it's positively for your kids when you see that, we're blowing them off the ball. That's a boost to you, knowing that, we're putting 12, 13, 15 play drives together, and they're doing whatever they can do, and they can't stop it, and we're pushing them off the ball. That's a great boost for us.
When you can work young people into submission, both physically and mentally, that's a really great position to be in, for sure. Well, best of luck. I hope you all enjoy your home game. I hope a ton of Crestline fans come out. And as I should leave you each and every week, hoka hey.
Hey, hoka hey.
All right. You have a good game coming up. Hey, coming up tomorrow, the really hot Guardians of Cleveland. They're going to head up to the Great Northwest. They're going to be in Seattle tomorrow. It's a game with the pregame at 3:35. First pitch shortly after 4. Friday night we have a doubleheader of high school football. On WQEL, it'll be Galleon at Cary, and on WBCL and the OH report, it will be Winford at Pleasant. So you can watch the game and hear our commentators on the OH report, or just tune in on the radio. Davy Jones will be aboard for the Friday night phone board at approximately 9 o'clock. Saturday, we have high school football again. Buckeye Central goes on the road to Fremont St. Joe. That will be on the OH report game and WQEO, and then we will have, WBCO. Then we'll also have Cleveland Guardians baseball at Seattle, pregame at 9:35, and Cleveland wraps up their weekend series at Seattle, 3:35 pregame on Sunday. Thank everyone here at our Galleon Pizza Hut, especially our manager, Michelle Burris. Thank you, Madison, for serving us tonight and taking care of us in the party room. Thanks to camera operator John Kreider and Harper Boggs for all of her assistance tonight. Thank you to Galleon head football coach Matt Dick and his team, Colonel Crawford football coach Jake Bruner and his team, and Crestline football coaches Michael Winland and Brian Eshelman and their team for being here tonight. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and most of all, you tuning in on our Facebook Live and Crawford County Now YouTube page. For WQEL Sports, this is Mike Sparks reminding you, a spirit with a vision is a dream with a mission. Have a good night, everybody.